Do you guys know what Call of Duty is? It's about the game where you shoot the people in the war. Yeah, it's a pretty deep history to it. I mean, it's like a billion years old. First game was released in 2003, and it's pretty old. Yeah. I guess we could talk about the history of Call of Duty then. Yep, Call of Duty. I think we all know what that game is. It's a pretty popular game series all the way back from 2023 to now. Basically, releasing a new game every year that aren't entirely that good and takes up, like, I don't know, maybe half your space on your computer or your console, because, you know, there's so many extra details they gotta add to the game that makes it, oh, I don't know, 2 billion flipping gigabytes. But yeah, it also makes your computer or your your slim PS4 sound like a jet engine, which I remember getting Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard in 2021, playing it on my PS4 Slim, and whoa, I'm pretty sure the temperatures inside that thing were like 200 degrees. I mean, it was crazy. It was insane. Yeah, play on your if you're playing modern Call of Duty games, you better pay up the extra, well, I don't know, $2,000 for a better setup. But yeah, Call of Duty has a pretty long and deep, pretty cool history, you know? You remember, you see the video at the very beginning, you know, the, oh, trick shot, emoji, yeah, okay, I was a part of that time. Not exactly, but, you know, yeah, I was close enough to it, I guess. Before I get into the, you know, the list of games when they came out, all that extra stuff that we gotta talk about, I'm gonna talk about my personal experience with Call of Duty. I think the first one I experienced was Call of Duty Black Ops on the Xbox 360. I don't remember exactly playing it, but I remember my dad playing it and watching him, so that's about it. And then the Xbox One came out, and then we got Advanced Warfare, I think, and I remember playing that campaign over and over again. I mean, I remember loving that campaign. I never played multiplayer because I don't think a youngin should be on multiplayer. It's Call of Duty. I don't think a kid should be playing Call of Duty, but you know, most kids did. But I loved the campaign, and I think I still, probably one of my favorite campaigns was the Advanced Warfare. Multiplayer-wise, not that game was terrible multiplayer-wise, but campaign-wise, I really liked it. And then there was Call of Duty, I think World War II it was. I remember liking that campaign too, didn't play the multiplayer. And I think there was Call of Duty Ghost, which I didn't play. And I'm pretty sure it was also, we had it on the Xbox 360, but that was it. And then, sometime after that, I got my own PS4, I think 2018 Christmas, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was sometime like around that. And I think like a couple months after that, I got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which reputation wise isn't very liked. I played the multiplayer. I'm pretty sure where I left off I was Prestige 4 or something like that. I still have the copy to that game. Pretty sure the cover is like destroyed though, because I did not know how to take care of my games at the time. And yeah, I really liked playing multiplayer on that. I mean, I basically played it every day. I loved it. And I actually really like, I'm one of the few people that actually liked Black Ops 4. Did the game make me mad? Yeah, it did. It did. Cause I'm a teenage girl playing with full-grown men on a shooting game, so you know, I wasn't really the best at the game, so you know, I wasn't the best, and I still played though. I got all the way to Prestige 4, and yeah, that's about my history. And then I got Call of Duty Vanguard. I played that for a little bit, but I was genuinely scared that my PS4 was gonna blow up, so I stopped playing it. And then from there, I just stopped playing Black Ops. No, not Black Ops. Call of Duty as a whole for a long time. I would sometimes get out my Xbox 360 that I recently bought back in like 2020, and I have Modern Warfare 3 on there, so I just play that sometimes when I actually have Xbox Live. I remember an instance on there where there was a hacker, and I guess he accidentally gave us, like, I don't exactly know how much XP you get each level, you earn each level, but I remember going from like level 2 all the way to like level, what was it, like 48 in one game. So yeah, he accidentally gave us a little too much XP that game, but you know, was I thankful? Not exactly, because I actually wanted to play through the multiplayer, and you just, you know, helped me out there, but you know, I wasn't exactly happy about that. I was like, okay, thanks for the free weapons, I guess, and prestiges and all that other type of things you get. I don't know. I sometimes play Modern Warfare 2, but you know, I didn't really play that much either. And I've recently thought about it, gone onto Steam, and I was like, hey, doesn't Steam have Call of Duty games? It was on sale, and I bought me the very first Call of Duty game because I wanted to play the campaign for it. I'm pretty sure I got Modern Warfare. Yeah, just Modern Warfare or Call of Duty 4. And then I got Call of Duty World at War. These are, I think, one of the 3 games I actually wanted to play out of the Call of Duty series was World at War and then Modern Warfare. So I thought they'd look fun to play. I got Modern Warfare mostly for the multiplayer, and then World at War also for the multiplayer, but also for the zombies, of course. And then Call of Duty just for the campaign. I know there's a multiplayer that barely exists, but yeah. You go onto like certain servers, and I don't really like messing with people that much, so you know. It's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, I guess that's my experience with Call of Duty as a whole. Yeah, I forgot to add that I also played a lot of Black Ops 3. I only got through the first prestige, I think, though. I didn't really play much of Black Ops 3. I remember getting it pretty late in its lifetime. I was around, I think, generally I think after a year of Black Ops 4 being out. So yeah, that game was kind of dead to play. And if my videos actually got views, I'd probably be getting comments like, Call of Duty's older than bro. I mean, yes, most likely Call of Duty is older than most of the players on their games, because I think probably the average age range of Call of Duty players is like 20. So yes, it is older than me, and it's probably older than you. So I mean, I don't know what's your point here, bud? But yeah, I'm expecting a couple of those if I actually get views on this video. Also, ignore the footage that is being shown right now. That is indeed me playing. This is like, I think, right after I just got Modern Warfare, so I'm like dilly-dallying around, not actually trying to play the game correctly, so I'm just going prone and like trying to find my way on how to play the game. Yeah, I'm not the best at the game. From where all the Call of Duty have started like back in 2003 by Activision. The first Call of Duty game, which was of course called Call of Duty. It had a campaign and it had a multiplayer, and that was about it. They were released, I think, on October 29th, 2003. I also forgot to mention that the developers were Trade Infinity, I think. Oh no, Infinity Ward, not Trade Infinity. It was Infinity Ward. I don't know how I got that wrong. But yeah, it was developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision, which, you know, I should have done my research ahead of time, but there you go. It was released on Microsoft Windows computers, Mac OS X, funny enough, Engage, which is by Nokia, I think, and PS3 and Xbox 360, which I'm kind of confused about because I thought Call of Duty was also released on, I think, the PS2 and the original Xbox, but I guess not. But somehow released on the Engage, which, if you look at footage for that, it's silly looking. It's very silly looking. I'm assuming that Call of Duty was gonna be a PC game, so they didn't really release it until the Xbox 360 came out, and they had success on consoles with their other Call of Duty games, so they just released it for funsies, I guess. And Call of Duty is mostly based around the end of World War II, or about, 1944, around, I think, like, April to the very end, which was, I think, World War II ended in, like, October of 1944. So, mainly at the very end of World War II is when it was based off of. And multiplayer-wise, it's basically like any other older Call of Duty game. You have a server list, and it's basically small maps from the campaign and guns from the campaign, and you are just, I think there's team deathmatch, I think there's free-for-all, and I think that's about it. I don't remember what other game modes they had, but that's all I can remember from. And the ratings for the game were pretty good, actually. Besides for the engage, of course, it was mixed or just average. And I forgot to mention, if you're wondering if we're gonna go through quite literally every Call of Duty game, we are, but I'm gonna go through the main titles first, and then we're gonna go for, like the spin-off games, or the different versions that were put on consoles, like, I don't know, maybe think of like Black Ops for the Wii, that's sort of different, and maybe like the Call of Duty games for like the DS, that of course is different. So kind of like different console versions of the game, and then like yours kind of not main title, but like kind of spin-off type Call of Duty games, like Finest Hour, which, fun fact, I own in real life on the GameCube. Did I like it? I don't like it when I have controller drift, so it's kind of hard for me to play the game, and I didn't get far in it. But I did like it. And the next game we're going to be talking about is, of course, Call of Duty 2, the sequel. The sequel, and it was released around the same time around Call of Duty 1 came out, which was October 25th, and I'm pretty sure Call of Duty 1 was October 29th, but it was released October 25th, 2005, and it was released mostly on Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, mobile, which I didn't know about that, and then Mac OS X, which this time it wasn't released on the PS3 for some reason. It was also developed by Infinity Ward and published by... where is it? Where's the publish at? Where is the publish? Oh, Activision. Okay. Well, I thought it was gonna be different. I think Activision published mostly all Call of Duty games, but just making sure here, And I have never played Call of Duty 2, so I don't know much about what's in the campaign or what's about multiplayer. I know it's also about World War II. I don't exactly know which time frame in World War II though. And that's about it, really. Multiplayer, if I looked up, it says it contains deathmatch, team deathmatch, search and destroy, capture the flag, and headquarters. So there's that, and here's I guess the plot, and I guess it starts somewhere around close to the beginning of World War II, which is, I think, like 1939 is when it started. I don't exactly remember, it was around that time though, and it said it's in December of 1941, and it goes from to another year later to 1942. And it covers mainly around the mid time frame of World War II, and the ratings for the game were a little lower, but I think maybe like a rating, just like one rating down from Call of Duty 1. But yeah. And fun fact about Call of Duty 2, it was Xbox 360's most popular launch title with, I think, around 200,000 units sold on it. And that was just the release for the first week. and throughout present to 2005, it has sold around 5.9 million units, which is a pretty big success, I think. And the next game is what you think it is, Call of Duty 3, developer as it was for the last two other games, Treyarch, and publisher Activision, and platforms, finally, PlayStation 2, original Xbox, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and then Wii, which I didn't know was on the Wii. And for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, for some reason, those were released on there, but Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty weren't, which just confuses me a lot. But whatever, I guess. And the release dates are kind of all over the place. It says release PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Xbox 360 NA, which is November 7th, 2006. EU, which is I think Europe, is November 10th, 2006. AU, which I think is Australia, which is November 15th, 2006. I think it says for Xbox 360, and then AU again is November 22nd, 2006, and then EU, November 24th, 2006 for the PS2. And then Wii and PlayStation NA, Nation, I don't remember what NA means, but it's whatever. NA, November 9th, 2006 for the Wii. AU, December 7th, 2006 for the Wii. EU, December 8th, 2006, Wii. And then PAL, which is March 23rd, 2007 on the PS3. Now, that's a really confusing lineup for release dates. And Call of Duty 3 across, I think, all consoles worldwide would sell around 7.2 million copies. And I don't know if I'm correct on this one, but from what I've seen around the internet, people were calling it probably the most forgotten Call of Duty game, which I don't think is true. I wouldn't say it's the most forgotten Call of Duty game, but I guess that's what some people say. And some reviews were kind of mid-level 50-50. Some were kind of like 3/4, type of way. So, it's like as the games went on, the grading kind of decreased just about a teensy bit though. Now for the plot of the game, it says it takes place in the year 1944, so the same year frame as I think the first Call of Duty game. That's about it. And then the multiplayer, yeah, about literally as any other of the two games. I think it had all the same similar modes. I don't know why this caught my eye, but it says in line with the other online embedded games on the original Xbox, the multiplayer for Call of Duty 3 on Xbox Live was available to players until April 15th, 2010. The game is now playable online on the replacement Xbox Live server called Insignia. I don't know. I thought that was like pretty interesting to me. Even though it literally says any other original Xbox game. That for some reason caught my eye. And Call of Duty 3 would be the last, kind of this looking type of game. We would soon to move on into different types of series of Call of Duties besides calling it 3, 4, or 1, or, just your one single digit number. Now is here, I think, the golden era of Call of Duty games is. I'd personally probably say from the start of Modern Warfare all the way to, I would probably say Black Ops 3 is the golden era of Call of Duty games. That's my opinion, though. Not your opinion. My opinion. There's a couple of, you know, well, I don't know about that type games, but you know, again, there was maybe some of the best Call of Duty games that came out in my opinion. The Golden Era, okay? And the first Golden Era game is what's on screen right now. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which in my opinion, this is in my opinion, Sinmix, because I've actually played this game before, as you can visibly tell. I really like it. Besides the fact that literally no one plays the game, and half the time I'm playing with bots. I mean, if you look at the footage right now, I'm playing with real people, but this is like midday and like the weekend, so of course there's gonna be people. Because I actually found a full server, but you know, it's kind of hard to find servers like that now. And you know, Call of Duty like 3, I wish I had a little bit more stuff to it, but again, not 3, I'm at 4. COD 4, I wish I had a little more stuff to it, but that's COD 4. It's an old game, so what am I expecting out of it? Not much. Okay, not much. It's an old game. They're testing around with stuff and seeing what. And I think they're basically in product. It was like Call of Duty 3 or Black Ops 2. I so badly want to play Black Ops 2, but I just never bought the game. But I'm pretty sure like they put all the ingredients they got from their other games and then just put it all in Black Ops 2, and then they like literally made $1 billion from that. But you know, I'd probably say that Modern Warfare was like the first test project. Developers, publishers, as I said before, Infinity Ward and Activision. And there's nothing really special about the developer team here. I mean, it's about the same as it usually was. Release date was November 5th, 2007. And platforms were Microsoft Windows, which is PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Mac OS X, and the Wii. Which, this is one of the few Wii games that I don't think I have really seen footage for before. And we're gonna talk about the plot here. This is the first game to be taking place not in World War II, but in 2011. I don't exactly know what war this is depicting, but I guess it says president of a unnamed country in the Middle East and a ultra-nationalist. An ultra-nationalist or an extreme nationalism is a extremist form of nationalism. Really? No. It's not like you've said that maybe 3 times already. In which a country arrest, I don't know read that word, or maintains a. You know what, guys? You can look up what ultra nationalist is. I'm not reading all of that. A movement ignites a civil war in Russia. The conflicts are between the perspectives of a U.S. Marine Force recon sergeant and a British SAS commando are set to various locales. These are such weird words. Why are we using these words? Such as the United Kingdom, the Middle East, what are that places? Azerbaijan? Huh, okay. I don't know what that is. Russia and Ukraine, the multiplayer. That's about it. Okay, I don't gotta read anything else. But, you know, it takes place somewhere in the Middle East in 2011, so. That's what it says. Modern Warfare. It's modern. And that's about it. If you could tell a little bit the difference in the looks of the games, because I think they used a different engine called IW engine. So, you know, it changes some things about how the game looks, how the game works and stuff. You know, I think it immediately after rejoining a match or being spawn killed due to players. So, yeah, it's a more fixed version of Call of Duty is basically what it is, I think. And the game had a couple more things added to the game. I don't know if the other games had a create a class for multiplayer, but I can tell you now that multiplayer Modern Warfare did, and I think they added more, explosive types like C4. Pretty sure frag grenades were in uh the first 3 Call of Duties. But yeah, they added some different types of smoke grenades. They added perks. They added a lot of stuff. Generally, it's just a lot of stuff. And Call of Duty 4 had genuinely had so many game rewards that I had to go to my browser, zoom out into 67% zoom, just to see all the rewards and the ratings they had. I mean, this game was rated really good, and I would agree. I really like this game. Even Game Informer gave it a 10 out of 10. Same with official Xbox magazines, a 10 out of 10. It's a really good game. It's probably some of other people's favorites Call of Duty because it's just a good game. Like, they won so many rewards. It was mind-boggling. I mean, it was a long page just talking about it. The game, by November 2013, the game would have sold all around worldwide 15.7 million copies. And that's about it for Call of Duty 4, the first revolutionary game. I don't think it's the right word for this. The next game, which, yes, again, is a World War II game, which is Call of Duty World at War. This, to some people, is maybe one of the most controversial Call of Duty games with its campaign. I personally, my opinion on World at War, I haven't played the campaign yet, so I wouldn't know. But multiplayer, there's something like off about the multiplayer. I don't like. It's not like I'm saying I just like the entire thing in general. I think it's fun, but there's just like one flaw to it that I can't figure out, and it's just like I feel like I just don't play well on. I think it's just a skill issue. I think it's just a skill issue. I think I don't play it well on World at War. It's by the fact that I goof around and just do, when I go on like those servers that have like the really high jump on, I just like goof around and try to do like trick shots. That's literally all I do. I do some cool shots though, and I have fun. I have fun sometimes, but I play it a little less than COD 4. But back to the campaign, this was people's favorite campaign because it was an honest outlook on the war. It wasn't trying to hide anything, to keep their, controversial reviews low, and they didn't care. They wanted a really good campaign with honest events, and it did well. It did well. Was it controversial? Yeah. But was it a really good campaign and a really nice storytelling? Yeah, it was, by what I've heard. I'm pretty sure there's a video on YouTube that goes into detail. Well, that's probably multiple, but if you just look up World at War, Call of Duty campaign explanation, you'll probably find a lot of videos talking about it and how, controversial it was. And good it was, but, I've watched a couple videos on it. I might play it. I might. And same as before, developers and publishers. Actually, no. Developers is different. This time, developers were Treyarch. I didn't read that right. I thought it said it Infinity Ward for some reason. But yeah, different developers this time. It's Treyarch. But publishers are the same. Activision. This game was released. It does not have one. Well, okay. Let's just say November 11th through November 14th, 2008, because NA, AU, and EU. But this was released on PS3, Windows, Xbox 360, and Wii. This probably has the least amount of release on platforms. That's a pretty short list. Not even on Mac or anything, really. And multiplayer, I forgot to talk about multiplayer. No, I didn't. I talked about it. It's about to say this before. Kill streak rewards. That was already a thing. There's co-op, I guess. That's a thing. Nazi zombies. That's a thing. There's zombies. Yeah. World at War zombies. I think that's the first time zombies has ever been introduced into a Call of Duty game. It says the Xbox 360, PS3, and Windows versions of World at War feature the mini game Nazi Zombies. This is the first appearance of the zombies mode in any Call of Duty games, which, yeah, like I just said. And this would have eventually became a mainstay for any Call of Duty game developed by Treyarch. Which, yeah. I haven't played Nazi Zombies yet, so I don't exactly know where to find that at, but you know. Plot-wise, it says it takes place in August of 1942, so this is another one that takes place mid World War II. I think it's more about the... No, it isn't. I didn't read, but I'm assuming it's about the close to the same plot as Call of Duty 2, but I wouldn't know. And I guess it doesn't talk about in its release dates and, you know, platform releases, but it says other versions, and the other versions are Nintendo DS, Call of Duty, World at War, Nintendo DS, main article, of course, and PlayStation 2, Call of Duty, World at War, Final Fronts, and then iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPhone versions, Call of Duty, World at War, Zombies. That's, I don't know why they didn't tell me about that. And what is this? Windows Mobile version? Call of Duty World at War was released for the Windows Mobile. Jeez Louise. And, World at War would only get one award, Golden Joystick Award, official Nintendo magazine. That's a pretty weird award to get from Nintendo, but this type of game, okay. And again, they got kind of like a 3/4 type of, well, more, I would probably say 4/5 type of rating, but you know, it's mostly 80. Even on the Wii, it's 83, which surprises me. A B, IGN 9.2. Yeah, it's about, you know, your 4/5 type rating. And the game would sell around 15.7 million copies. I don't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure this almost the same amount of copies that was sold to Modern Warfare. But I don't know, I think it was like, I think it was around 15.7, or at least 15 million, somewhere around there. That's all I have to say for World at War. It was an influential game, in some people's opinions, their favorite game, campaign and multiplayer wise. But in my opinion, I give it like an 8. I give it a 7 actually, a 7, multiplayer wise, because you know, a skill issue. All right, now here's a game that everybody was excited for at launch. Modern Warfare 2. Holy Toledo. This was the game. I don't know, I wasn't exactly part of this time, but you know, I believe it was the game, okay? It's revolutionary eyes, okay? Developers, Infinity Ward. Publishers, Activision. Platforms, PlayStation 3, Windows, Xbox 360, OS X, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. First, I think, what generation of consoles was that? It was, I don't remember, like, 8th generation or 7th generation, I don't really know. And release dates, okay, this is kind of weird. Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, November 10th, 2009. I mean, I think there's literally footage of someone just waiting in line to get that game for Xbox 360. OS X, May 20th, 2014. campaign remastered. I don't know. PS4 March 30th, 2020, and then Windows, Xbox One, April 30th, 2020. And yeah, this was indeed the game. And here's plot-wise. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 takes place 5 years after events of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which would be like 2015. It's basically, I think it's the game with that one airport mission. Yeah, it's that game. But plot, it's maybe I think mostly about Russians, I think, and I think we're still in the Middle East or something, somewhere around there. Game engine about the same as Modern Warfare, IW. It's just a slightly, you know, better version of the game engine. And holy flippin' Toledo, the ratings again is taking up more than a scroll of a page. I have to zoom out on my website again because there's again a lot of rewards. I mean, the Modern Warfare series is revolutionary. Okay, yeah, there's the no Russian controversy. Yeah, that was a big gulp. But besides that, the game was amazing. It was literally all that people could ask for. And I'm pretty sure it was also the game I showed at the very beginning. I think it's from Modern Warfare 2. I think so. But yeah, that's main reason probably some of these ratings are low is, you know, that part of the game. But yeah. And a little fact here, the game became the second best selling game of all time in both the UK and the US. And it doesn't exactly, oh yes it does. In November 2013, since IGN put the game sales at 22.7 million, so it definitely made a little bit more money than the original Modern Warfare. And let's see. It said Modern Warfare 2 sold approximately 4.7 million units in the United States and the UK combined in the first 24 hours of its release. The total revenue from the first day sales in the US and the UK was 310 million. Holy Toledo, making Modern Warfare 2 the biggest entertainment launch in history at the time, which it says surpassing in revenue its previous record holder, Grand Theft Auto 5. Which, holy Toledo, it says, as of the 13th of January 2010, it has taken over 1 billion in sales. I mean, I told you early in the video, they combine all these stuff, and there you go. They're gonna make quite literally $1 billion off of this stuff. That's about it. In my opinion wise about the game, I've only played a little bit of the multiplayer once and a little bit of the campaign once. And you know what? I really enjoyed it just from playing maybe like 30 minutes of the game. There's just a couple other things I want to add, and I'm pretty sure Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was the first game to come out with the let me find it. Let me flip and find it. Special Ops campaign and multiplayer. I think that this was the first Call of Duty game with the Special Ops thing. I don't remember exactly what the Special Ops was, but yeah. And there's a little bit more more added kill streak type gun things, you know, you get when you kill a bunch of people. I guess it says Predator Missile, which I'm pretty sure was a thing in Modern Warfare. Sentry gun and a tactical nuke, which I also think is a nuke is a thing in Modern Warfare. Have I gotten to that point yet? No, I haven't. The first plot story. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it. I thought they were the first game to have prestiges in the game, but I don't think they actually have prestiges in the game. I don't remember.
Have a good night.
All right.
Let's go disperse and like see
Would you-
2 minutes.
Line's still going.
Right.
And the next game we're going to talk about will be probably one of the most influential games out there. And it would be the start of a really, really good gun series, or first-person shooter series. And that would be Call of Duty Black Ops 1. It wasn't the best rating-wise, but zombie-wise, it was mind-breaking, okay? It was, everyone was away from it, you know? It had a really good zombies mode, and it's probably the most well-known zombie game, or it's more like a game mode in the game, but it's mostly probably most known for the zombies. The other zombie game I could probably think about is Left 4 Dead 2, or Left 4 Dead, and that's about it. It's like that's like the only really other well-known zombie game. And the plot of, well, this is mostly, I think, this is the plot of zombies. Let's talk about zombies. So, Black Ops take place between 1961 and 1968, which is basically the Vietnam War. Yeah, both the Cold War and the Vietnam War, 16 years to 23 years after the events of World War. It says it portrays a secret history of black operations carried out behind enemy lines by the CIA. Missions take place in various countries around the globe, including Cuba, the Soviet Union, the United States, South Vietnam, Hong Kong, Canada, and Loses, something like that. The single-player campaign revolves around the CIA attempt to stop Soviet sleeper agents embedded in the U.S. to activate a Viva broadcast from a numbers station from deploying an experimental nerve agent and chemical weapon known as Nova 6. I'm not reading the rest. Multiplayer. There's ballistic knives. I think that's when the first time that came out, and there's dragon's breath on shotguns now, and there's crossbows. There's a lot more new things in Black Ops from the older games. Capture flag was already a thing. Free for all, I guess, is a new one, and then a currency system has been implemented, following the players to buy weapons, all well as cosmetics, accessories, and clothes. Players can gamble with their COD points. Yeah, COD points were a thing now. Oh, I guess I forgot. Yeah, developers Treyarch and publishers Activision. For all the Black Ops games, it's gonna be Treyarch. And it released on Microsoft Windows, Nintendo DS, PlayStation 3, Wii, Xbox 360, and OS X. Released November 9th, 2010. And that's that. I forgot to read that part for some reason. And that's about it, you know? And Call of Duty's ratings would be mixed around 4 out of 5 to 3 out of 4. Some would say 64 out of 100. Some would say 5 out of 5. So It's kind of a mixed rating there. And the game, by November 2013, it would have sold 26.2 million copies. And it says right here, worldwide revenue of Black Ops exceeded $1 billion. Which again, whoa! I just found the mobile phone version. Black Ops was also released for both mobile phones and smartphones. It says this version is a side-scroller shooter. It features a different storyline, a different set of characters, and is set in the Vietnam War in 1967. Dude, that was the time, 1967? Oh man, we have like the Beatles, the Doors, I think the Mamas and Papas. Man, guys, I cannot explain the love I have for the Doors. You know, besides that, there's a mobile version for Black Ops, I guess. The next Call of Duty game we'll be talking about is Modern Warfare 3. Yes, this is the game that I was talking about in the beginning that I captured that hacker with. Rating wise for me, from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, I don't know still, because I haven't exactly played much of Modern Warfare 2, but by the videos I've watched, I really do enjoy watching Modern Warfare 2 content. But I've played a lot of Modern Warfare 3, and I just don't seem to really enjoy it on my Xbox 360, so it's probably the bottom of the list for me, actually. Modern Warfare 2 and then Modern Warfare 2. Okay, so Modern Warfare at number 2 and then Modern Warfare 2 at 1. Even though it's the one Call of Duty game I haven't played the most, or the least. So there's that. But developers, Infinity Ward, and a new developer on the table, which is Sledgehammer Games. I think that's the least developer company I least know about out of the Call of Duty games. I don't know what a Sledgehammer or a Games is, but you know, they developed Modern Warfare 3, and publishers, as always, Activision. And the platforms were Microsoft Windows, PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, and OS X. Release dates are also weird for this one. This is WW, which is worldwide, November 8th, 2011 for, I think it says Wii. NA, November 8th, 2011. EU, November 11th, 2011. AU, November 23rd, 2011. And OS X, worldwide, May 20th, 2014. Don't know why they released that one later, but you know, there's that, I guess. And the ratings for Call of Duty, if I can get it to it, didn't win any rewards that I see of. And again, it's about, as all the other Call of Duty games, around your 8 to 9 out of 10. It's probably the most plain looking rating I've ever seen out of all the other Call of Duty games, so the ratings are about as average as the others. And this is another IGN confirmed type thing. In November of 2013, IGN confirmed that Modern Warfare 3 had sold 26.5 million copies. Again, as the same as the last two Call of Duty games. And also, I don't think that this is very accurate now, because it says that the OS X version came out in 2014, and it says in November of 2013. So I don't think that's entirely accurate now. Not to put a Ashley moment out there, but I'm just, you know, accuracy, okay? Accuracy is what I'm talking about here. And that would be the last Modern Warfare game for the Call of Duty series. Or, is it? And here is the next revolutionary game. It's like almost every Call of Duty Black Ops game is gonna be revolutionary in some way. Black Ops Zombies and Black Ops 2 quite literally being the highlight of, you know, your bad trash talk lobbies and then your insane trick shots But you know, personally, I'm gonna be truthful with you guys. I have never ever played Black Ops 2 before. Yeah, I know I'm a big fan of Call of Duty. I've never played Black Ops 2. I know. I'm sorry. And developers, same as any other Black Ops game, Treyarch, and then publishers. Again, what we think it would be, Activision, and the platforms were Microsoft, Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and weirdly enough, Wii U. And release dates are, okay, again weird. Microsoft Windows, PS3, and Xbox 360 worldwide were November 13th, 2012. Wii U, it says NA, November 18th, 2012, and PAL, November 30th, 2012. Yeah, again, kind of weird release dates. And for the campaign plot, this one's kind of more unique than the other Call of Duty games. This one takes place in July of 1986, so, you know, more like, I would probably say, your Cold War type game, I think. Yeah, I think. Maybe. No? Says the CIA later authorized a strike against Menendez. You know, sorry. Now profiteering through the Soviet-Afghan War. Okay, in September of 1986. So no, it isn't. It's actually a different war. The Soviet-Afghan War, which I didn't even know that was a war. Says the Soviet-Afghan War was an armed conflict that took place in the Democratic Republic of Afghanistan from December 1976 to February 1989, marking the beginning of the 46-year-old Afghan conflict. It saw the Soviet Union and the Afghan military fight against the rebelling Afghan Mujahideen. Yep, don't know what that is. And I guess that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 had a notable soundtrack. It says soundtrack album by Jack Wall, released November 13th, 2012. It says genre video game soundtrack. It says length 2 hours and 28 minutes long. So yeah, I guess they had a release soundtrack to the game. And the ratings for the game were surprisingly not as good as I thought they were gonna be. It didn't even get any rewards, really. Well, yeah, it did, but like not very notable rewards, like it says on the reputations aggregated score, or, you know, not aggregated, like just in the reputation you know, area of the Wikipedia page. It doesn't say anything about the awards they won on the rating table. So I guess they didn't really win any notable rewards for the game. And it says IGN confirmed that the game sold 24.2 million copies by November 5th, 2013. Which I want to take that as a good year to just like a year after. I would wait at least like 2 to 3 years for that, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, there's that. And here's a couple new things that are added to multiplayer for Black Ops. I guess you know how the more you use it, the more attachments you can get from it. I guess in Black Ops 2 you can prestige your gun, which I don't exactly know what that does for you, but you can do that. You can prestige your gun. And it says Black Ops 2 is also the first Call of Duty game to include a competitive mode known as a league play, which I'm pretty sure there is a achievement, I think, called Big Leaguer, which is no longer available because the Big League mode is, you know, offline now, so you can't play it anymore. So I'm pretty sure if you were to try to 100% complete Call of Duty Black Ops 2, you wouldn't be able to because of one achievement that is unable to get. Kind of like the that one Minecraft achievement. If you have to like share something on like Facebook or something, and now you can't get it anymore, because you know Xbox servers don't really support that anymore. But yeah, there's that. It says known as League Play. The mode allows players of similar skill level to be matched together and play according to the rules of Major League Gaming. You know, the big ol' MLG. So yeah, there's a lot to that. Also, custom emblems were a way more popular thing in Black Ops 2, I think. I totally forgot to talk about it in the Black Ops 1 area segment. But yeah, they really got popular, and people were taking advantage of it and making some very questionable emblems, but also some very good ones. But I can tell why they took it away. I think in like Cold War, I think they took it away in Cold War. I know they took it away in Black Ops 6, but you know, yeah, no more custom emblems after I think Black Ops 5. And that's mostly what I have to say about Black Ops 2. Again, I don't have much experience from it because I've never played it before, but I plan to soon buy it and play it. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends if I get the money. Alright, now that we're past Black Ops 6, we have kind of went over the climax. Now, this is to a point where Call of Duty games kind of just start, you know, just start not being good games, you know? Not a way I can describe it, they're just not good. Multiplayer wise, campaign, well maybe campaign wise, but mostly multiplayer or even zombie wise. And the next game I'm going to be talking about is Call of Duty Ghosts. This is one of the few games that I've owned, but I never really even played before. This game was developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. Yes, like literally any other Call of Duty game. Again, I think every game has been published by Activision. And platforms are PS3, Wii U, Windows, Xbox 360, PS4, and Xbox One. Release dates for the PS3, Wii U, Windows, and Xbox 360 worldwide was November 5th, 2013. PS4 and A, November 15th, 2013. In EU, November 29th, 2013. And Xbox One worldwide was November 22nd, 2013. That's a lot of dates. And Call of Duty Ghosts among the Call of Duty community it's in a ratio more people hate it than like it, but there's a couple people out there who really love this game, and I guess I could see why there's a lot of variety to it. You know, it's just kind of okay. They have this new game mode called Squads, which really piqued my interest, if you could say. It says Call of Duty Ghosts introduces a new game type called Squads. This mode can be played either solo or with other players, including friends. A squad consists of 10 different customizable characters. Squads can be utilized in unique game modes involving AI-controlled enemies and AI-controlled squad mates. The game modes includes a squad assault, safeguard infinity, yeah, I don't know. Squads versus squads and war games. All of these modes can be played while online or offline. Squads versus squads. 2 opposing players can play team deathmatch using their squads. War game. The player and 5 squads mates against a team of enemy bots in a mode. Safeguard. The player and up to 3 other friends in a wave-based survival match similar to survival mode from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but with an additional of perks and score streaks. And there's a little bit more of variety when it comes to the game modes on multiplayer. There's gun game was already a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Domination and all that other stuff. Blitz. There's that. Hunted, free for all, ground war, no, wrong one. And then drop zone. Yeah, those are game modes, I guess. And it says for ratings, they're gonna be a little bit more lower this time. Okay, now everyone's averaging around a 7 out of 10. Some even lower than that actually. Some going to 5 out of 10. But you know, it's gonna be rated a little lower than most Call of Duty games now. Now this time not by IGN and at a year later than 2013. Says as of February 2014, the game has sold over 19 million copies in physical retail, and despite shipping 1 billion worth of units to retail channels within 24 hours of the game's launch, over sales were down compared to 2012 Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Activision blamed the fall in demand on uncertain caused by the upcoming transition to 8th generation consoles. Yeah. And in critical response. And it says Call of Duty Ghosts received both mixed and average and generally favorable reviews. Yeah. We're a little lower on the rating scale here. And I kind of forgot to talk about the plot. Ghosts kind of takes place way more in the future. It says sometime in 2017 about the U.S. Army doing something, and I kind of read forward and it says by 2027. So yeah, this one takes place pretty far in the future from where Ghost was released. There's a lot more I can talk about Ghost here, like how the fact I think they had like Snoop Dogg in the game, and the fact they had like another game mode in the game. I think it's called Extinction. Something about, you know, aliens, I guess, kind of like zombies. I think I didn't read it, but yeah, there's a lot more that I don't feel like talking about. And here is our next Call of Duty, which is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This Call of Duty, I actually have a deep childhood connection to because I remember playing the campaign over and over again. I mean, I've probably beaten the campaign like a million of times, but never played veteran because I was too scared. I was too scared to play a veteran. But yeah, I remember really liking the campaign to this game. It's probably still one of my favorites because I don't really play any other Call of Duty campaign because I just play the multiplayer whenever I get a new Call of Duty game. But you know, still, I really used to love Advanced Warfare, not multiplayer wise because I never played multiplayer wise. I remember like after a long time of having this game, I picked up on the multiplayer a little bit and then left it like just like a month after because I just got bored of it. But yeah, I really love the campaign to this. Let me see. Yeah, campaign. Single player campaign. Oh well. Okay, the single player campaign features a playable Jack Mitchell, as opposed to the multiple characters in the previous Call of Duty. It uses a pre-rendered cinematic cutscene similar to Call of Duty Black Ops 2 to assist in the story aspect aspect of the campaign. After each mission, the player is given a certain number of upgrade points that upgrade the exosuit. Yeah, this was also the first game in the Call of Duty series to introduce exosuits, which would be used in the next game we're probably going to talk about. Well, I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I was just talking about the campaign. Let's go to the plot now. In 2054, United States Marine Private First Class Jack Mitchell and Private Will Irons help repel a North Korean invasion of Seoul under the command of Sergeant Cormac. During the fight, Will is killed in action and Mitchell loses his arm, killing. I'm gonna cut myself off there because I'm just gonna literally read the entire page. But let's actually get into the important stuff first. Developers, which is different this time Sledgehammer Games. Oh, you guys know about that one? Literally, I don't care about Sledgehammer Games that much. I mean, I think they've quite literally made a handful of the worst Call of Duty games. I don't know. They produced I don't remember which one they produced, but they produced like one good Call of Duty game, and they just then produced all the bad ones, whatever. Publisher, Activision, of course, and platforms. PlayStation 3, PS4, Windows, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Released November 4th, 2014. There's this new game mode that I found while scrolling through the wiki, and it says Exo Survival and Exo Zombies, which don't exactly know what that is. It says Exo was first introduced as a Advanced Warfare competitive game mode, considered to be a new version of survival mode from Modern Warfare 3. Exo Survival allows up to 4 players to engage in a wave-based match against AI-controlled enemies. There, that's all you gotta know. And for the ratings of the game, it's about as same as any other Call of Duty game, usually a 9 or an 8 out of 10. This one actually is higher than Ghost. Ghost was, I think, maybe a little bit more of a, hated game. But well, they won a couple of rewards, I guess. Let's see, it has a big chart for it too. It says INGN Best of 2014 rewards, Best Graphics Technology, Best Sound Design, Best Competitive Multiplayer. There's a lot more. It says 2014 NAVGTR rewards, the game rewards. 30th Visual Effects Society awards, 18th Annual DICE Awards, 11th British Academy Game Rewards, the Golden Joystick Rewards, the Game Awards. Yeah, there's a lot with that. I also forgot to mention, it says a private military corporation by its CEO, Jonathan Irons, Kevin Spacey. If Kevin Spacey is a big name to you, well, I guess he voice acts one of the characters. So, if that piques your interest, whoa! Whoa! I scrolled down his Wikipedia page for maybe a second, and I see the word Nazi supporter. And the next game we're going to be talking about had a really big impact on the gaming industry and on people in general. I mean, it was at the mid time of the internet, 2015 to 2016, and Black Ops 3 was out. People are gonna go crazy, okay? They're gonna go nuts, okay? Black Ops 3 was developed by Treyarch, published by Activision, on PS3, PS4, Windows, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and then Mac OS. It was released on PS3, PS4, Windows, Xbox 360, X1, which is Xbox One, on November 6, 2015, and then Mac OS on April 4th, 2019 for, I don't know, some reason. And there's that. And, of course, like literally any other Call of Duty game, they have campaign and whatever Nightmares is. It says the player wakes up only to be told by Dr. Slam that they're dead and that the player must recount their memories. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I don't know. There's multiplayer, zombies, and that's about it. And I guess they had some controversy, because I see the controversy section, so let's read it. on September 29th, 2015, official Twitter called account of Call of Duty was temporarily renamed to Current Events or a great I don't know, and then began tweeting messages about real life fashions, movies, and terrorist attacks that take place in Singapore. Activision later revealed that these tweets are fake and served to promote the game's story campaign. The marketing campaign was strongly criticized for faking news, and publishers Activision was blamed for being irresponsible. The game's director, Jason Blundell, said that the team was shocked by the negative reaction of the marketing campaign and offered an apology. So yeah, there's that. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was the first Call of Duty game to get popular with their like supply drop things, because there's like people just like doing a bunch of videos on those and just wasting their money away on COD points just to open those to get like special weapons or like scanning and all that type of stuff. But let's move on to ratings. Ratings kind of low for what I actually expected. It's around your 4/5. No. Yeah, well, yeah, 4/5. Around there. I was expecting mostly to be around like 90, but no, they're around 80. So they did get like 2 rewards. This is the game award, best shooter and best multiplayer. Yep, that's about it right there for the ratings and rewards. And for the plot, again, this is another game that takes place in the future, which is in 2065. This is 40 years after the events of Black Ops 2, in a world facing of upheaval from conflict, climate change, and new technology. A third Cold War. Yeah, you heard that right. A third Cold War. Yeah, that takes place like 40 years in the future. So yeah. Mind you, yes, Black Ops 3 is the game that brought on the exosuit thing from Advanced Warfare, the thing where you can like fly in the air, you can like walk, what would you call it? Walk on walls? Climb on walls? Yeah, something like that, you know. And this is, well, maybe not. I think it's one of the first Call of Duty games where you can pick your own specialist to be during the game. I don't know if any other Call of Duty games before did that, but the only first game I remember doing that is Black Ops 3. So you have your own specialist, or the one you can choose, like choosable specialist, not one you can just like randomly spawn with, you know. It's not like a specialist either. It's like, you know, like you know what I'm talking about? Like, think of like R6, where you can, you know, choose the own character that the game provides, and they have like their own special like type of technique or gun or specialty weapon or something like that, you know. But that's probably it for Black Ops 3. I don't have much to talk about Black Ops 3. Yeah, I did play the game. I did get through a couple of the procedures. That's it, really. Honestly, Black Ops 3 was just like kind of hard for me to get a grip on, so I didn't really enjoy it as much as I think I would have. But someday I'd like to replay it. If you're wondering why can't you just, didn't you say you have it on your PS4? Yeah, the thing is, I kind of lost the disc to it, and also my PS4's controllers have terrible drift issues, and also the one controller that doesn't have drift issues, the charger on it is like messed up, so it won't charge. So, you know, kind of out of luck here. I have not touched my PS4 in maybe a year now. this is the next Call of Duty game, which is Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare, yeah. Some people say that Call of Duty World War II is the most forgotten Call of Duty. I genuinely think Infinite Warfare is, in my opinion, is probably the most forgotten Call of Duty because it's the least mentioned Call of Duty. Like, if you were to ask someone, hey, name every Call of Duty game, most people are gonna maybe forget Infinite Warfare or World War II. Like, the only time I've actually, I've played the most random Call of Duties. Not the good ones, no, I played the bad and just forgotten Call of Duty games because I remember I had PS Plus, and that means you could get free games or free, sort of free, like kind of demo wise. And I got Infinite Warfare, and well, I think this was a demo, but I don't know. I think it was a demo actually. I think I'm thinking about Modern Warfare 2 campaign, but I think it was a demo, and I played it, and okay, I felt fine with the campaign. I remember like replaying the demo campaign. It was fine. That's it. I mean, it's only my experience with it, but this one was made by Infinity Ward, publisher Activision, platforms PS4, Windows, Xbox One. Now this generally might be the one with the least platforms attached to it. It was released on November 4th, 2016. I mean, I generally think this is the least known and most forgotten Call of Duty. But yeah, it says, I'm pretty sure Infinite Warfare doesn't take place on Earth. Yeah, it says Infinite Warfare is set in a distant future. I mean, it's the future's so far away they don't even know the year. After Earth has been stripped of its natural resources as a result of population growth and industrial expansion, promoting the nations of the world to unite and form the United Nations Space Allowance. I generally cannot read. But yeah, it takes. I genuinely thought when I first played it, I thought it took place on like Neptune, but I don't know. It says the residents of Earth rely on colonies established elsewhere in the solar system in order to mine planets and asteroids for resources. Yeah, so I genuinely thought it took place on Neptune, so maybe it says, oh well, that's far and beyond, but there's a zombies one, I guess. There's zombies. And yes, there is, of course, I think a multiplayer. Yeah, it's nothing really new about the multiplayer, I don't think. Yeah. I think everyone just skipped it on this game and just kept playing Black Ops 3 until the next game came out. But ratings wise, yeah, a little lower than usual. Somehow videogamer.com give it a 9 out of 10. Don't know how, but it's a little lower. It's more like your 3. No. Wait. Yeah, I would say 3/4 type of rating. Okay, quick flipping note here. The cam might be laggy whatsoever for some reason. This is a pretty low quality camera because I don't use it often. I also don't use it in its full zoom. But note about the recording. I'm tired of I'm tired of this project. I'm already an hour in. I have never done this much editing in my life. Yeah, I mean the editing looks low effort, but I'm one single person editing, researching, and doing all that other silly stuff all by myself as a 15-year-old. So you know, I'm gonna skip out on some stuff. I'm not making money off of this. I'm not making grade points up for this. I'm just doing this for funsies. So I'm not gonna put much effort into it, okay? I know I'm staring into your soul right now, but I'm gonna get way more broader with the topics. I'm gonna go just publishers, developers, ratings, release dates, and maybe something that was big about the game, and that's it. And I'm moving on to the next game. It's not like anyone really cares about the next upcoming games because the other games were definitely more better than now. But you know, especially if you look at Modern Warfare 3 here. Jeez, released. Yeah, look at those flipping ratings when you get to that part. But yeah, I'm gonna get more broader because I don't want to do this project anymore. Okay, that's just a quick note I just wanted to add. Also, COD Part 2, forgot to mention. That part of the recording, gone. Don't know who that is, so I'm gonna have to re-record some of the parts. Meaning I'm gonna like miss out like 20 minutes of the campaign that I recorded. So, see you later, yes. As you saw with my note, I'm gonna get broader. So, I don't remember where I left off. I think I left off with the ratings of Infinity Warfare. But again, no one flipping cares about that game, so we're just gonna move on. Okay, I was getting tired of talking about that game, so we're gonna go on next to the next game in the series, which is, I said next twice, Call of Duty World War II, or WWII, which is World War II. And this game was a pretty big thing in my childhood. You might be wondering, it came out in 2017. Well, yeah, I think I've established my age range already, so I don't know why you're still confused here. But yeah, I remember playing the campaign over and over again on my dad's Xbox One. And I never got bored of it. Especially, you know, using the gun with the ping noise. I forgot what gun that was, but I liked it for that reason. I think most people like the game for that reason too. I think it's literally the only thing this game's known for is the ping! But, you know, it's whatever. And developers, Sledgehammer Games, particularly known to me, developers that kind of make not the good Call of Duty games, only a couple good ones, but publishers, of course, what do you think it is? Activision. And platforms, again, probably the least amount, PS4, Windows, and Xbox One, November 3rd, 2017, like I've already said, is when it released. And we're just gonna go straight into the ratings, which again are average, around your 7 to 9 out of 10. And they won a couple awards. I'm not gonna name all of them, but you know, there's Golden Joystick Awards, both 2017 and 2018. But yeah. And then the Game Awards in 2017, which is kind of big. But yeah, that's literally all I'm gonna say about it. And our next game is again a game that I have connected my childhood very close to. Okay, well, whatever I just said, that didn't make sense, but you know, I think you know what I mean. But Black Ops 4, it's probably one of the most not liked Black Ops games. Well, actually, no, there's Cold War. Not very many people liked Cold War either, and people have mixed feelings about Black Ops 6, so I wouldn't know. But genuinely, I think I'm only the couple few people who actually really enjoyed playing Black Ops 4. Yeah, it may or may not have a campaign, but what would they? But I wouldn't really know what they come up with a campaign for Black Ops 4. I mean, I totally why okay, I gotta stop stuttering. I totally know why they did not make a campaign. Because I just don't know where you would go on from Black Ops 3. I generally do not know where you would go off of that. So, you know, I totally get why, and I didn't play Black Ops 4 for the campaign. I bought it for the multiplayer. So also there's just like this really weird battle royale version. I don't know what that was about. Did I play it a couple times? Yeah. Did I like it? No, because I don't like battle royale games. I don't like the fact that you die once and you can't respawn. That's why I like multiplayer, because you just respawn, you know? That's why I only play Team Rumble when I play Fortnite. But, you know, developers Treyarch, publishers Activision, released October 12th, 2018 on the PS4, Windows, and Xbox One. Yep. That's about as the same as it's been, and ratings look kind of small. Like, I mean, like, how many people rated it, not like ratings-wise. Ratings are actually high, going from a low 80 to a high 90, so, you know, there's that. Just not very many people rated the game, so, you know, and they won a couple of awards too. The Golden Joystick Awards and being at the Game Awards in 2018, and Gamers Choice Awards. So yeah, there's that. But I really like this game. I really liked how the gameplay was, and I like how there's a crumb on my keyboard. I like the weapons a lot. I really like the weapons and how the customization was. And I thought it was cool, okay? I thought it was cool. Again, being like a preteen, I thought it was spectacular, you know? I really enjoyed the game. Most people didn't because, you know, I haven't experienced, you know, most Call of Duty games, so I want to know. So I thought it was my favorite Call of Duty, okay? I'm gonna say it was my favorite Call of Duty. Our next game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, I like how the Wikipedia states it as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 video game. Yeah. So I don't exactly know why Call of Duty decided to name their newer games other games they've already named. Why would they do that? I don't know. And they weren't even that good. Why would you rename? Well, it's not more like rename, it's more like reuse the same name. Don't put in nothing different. Just use the same flipping name so you can really confuse people. And I think I actually had a physical copy of this game too on my Xbox. I don't remember though. Developers Infinity Ward, publishers Activision, platforms PS4, Windows, and Xbox One. Released on October 25th, 2019. Yeah, I genuinely think this game is dumb. I don't know why they went back to the Modern Warfare. They could have literally chose anything else but Modern Warfare. But was there anything special about it? I mean, yeah. I mean, the change and how the game like feels and works has changed a lot from just one Call of Duty. It's kind of weird. But, you know, scores are going to be going downhill from now on for these games. I mean, lowest score I see here, I see like a 7 out of 10 actually. It's not that low, but you know, it's not averaging anything above like 80, high 80 or anything like that. So, you know, we're getting lower than usual, but I'm still mad at the fact how it's still named after. Well, it did win a bunch of awards. It was even in the Game Awards 2020, the Game Awards 2019. So I mean, there's that, I guess. But yeah, I just don't know how to feel about this game. And we have gotten to a point where we're getting to games that people just don't care about. I mean, next we have Cold War. Some people care about Cold War, but it was just... No one really cares. Black Ops Cold War, that doesn't make any sense. Just call it Black Ops 5. But, I will still talk about it. I think the last 4, I'll just put them in all one section and just like, oh, yep, here's these games. Here's all the developers, here's all the publishers, here's all the release dates and platforms, here's all the ratings, and that's it. I'm done. But, Cold War was developed by Treyarch and Raven Software. Here's a weird combination here. And then publishers, what you think it is. Platforms: PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox X Series and Series S. Release date November 13th, 2020. Nothing was interesting about this game whatsoever. Don't even have an awards page here. Ratings wise, yeah. Ooh, we're really going downhill here. Yeah, some of them are starting to say 6 out of 10 or 60 out of 10 or 100. Yeah. We're slowly but surely climbing downhill, and it's not looking very great. But you know, that's what happens to new gaming series that are. I mean, think of like Fortnite. It goes on too long, and they just start adding extra stuff to it, where it just doesn't feel fun to play anymore. But you know, there's Cold War, and here is the last 4 Call of Duty games we'll be talking about, which is Call of Duty Vanguard, which I personally owned and played. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which is the newest release. All their platforms are the same: Windows, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. These are all made by different games. Well, no, they're not. Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3 are both made by Sledgehammer Games. I don't know why they chose Sledgehammer to make Modern Warfare 3. Sledgehammer already doesn't make the best Call of Duty games. And we have Treyarch and Raven Software together again for the Black Ops games, and Modern Warfare 2 is Infinity Ward, which, if you're wondering, Modern Warfare 2 is indeed the funny ghost meme. But onto Vanguard, I personally own my PS4 and I played a little bit of, but I got scared that my PS4 would explode while playing this game, so I stopped playing it. And it released on November 5th, 2021. Reputation actually. Reputation-wise, it was around the other games, around a 60 to a 70 out of 100 type-wise. That's about it for Vanguard. And for Modern Warfare 2, it came out October 28th, 2022. Again, basically not even a year apart, and they've already released another Call of Duty game. And this one, again, about the same rating as the last game. They got a couple of awards. They were at the Game Awards 2022. And that's about it. Modern Warfare 3. Holy Toledo. Oh no, not Modern Warfare 3. Released November 10th, 2023. Now this game, woo! I don't know about this one, guys. 50 out of 100. Rating, 2 stars. 2 stars. 4 out of 10. 30, yeah, literally, it was terrible, and they still were at, they still have rewards, I guess. I don't know how they got rewards, but they did. And the last one, which is the most recent Call of Duty game, Black Ops 6, which was released October 25th, 2024. I've played a little bit of this, kind of had a phase with it, and I stopped playing it because I didn't feel like playing it anymore. And its ratings, it's not going to be all the way there, but it has actually higher ratings, even some 9 out of 10. So, you know, we have, you know, fixed our mistakes. It was at the Game Awards. It just says Game Awards. I don't know which Game Awards, but it says Game Awards. But, you know, here you go. I've covered the last 4. Alright, well that's all the Call of Duty games. I really want to be done with this project. And, if you didn't like the video, too bad, I guess. Go watch another video that talks about every Call of Duty game. Go watch, like, I'm Suda's video or something like that. I mean, he plays every game, but he technically, it's close enough, I guess. But, yeah, I covered every Call of Duty game. If you're happy with the product, the product, give it a 5 stars, okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.